So there's two people apparently blocking my housing. And if you follow the names and the bullshit that goes on in the cities, um, it's a gay man and a gay woman, or some such thing, or a gay porn ring, or some weird shit. But whatever it is there's a woman named Tony Carter here, and she's related to Tony De Lorenzo about blocking my paperwork with the city. Then you got Virgil Murphy, who's like part of the gay nation, who wants to gay up and get all the gayness out. So, you guys can't keep wrangling my freedom, my HUD housing voucher. That's Housing and Urban Development, the Department of Housing. So like, it's a permanent voucher. It's for my lifetime, and you're blocking it somehow. Virgil Murphy of MBI, apparently, like Nurse Ratched and Murphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Tony Carter, or that almost sounds like Mr. Carter or Coach Carter or Tony. And the names run deep in Washington, D.C. Tony De Lorenzo Brew. So fuck you too. Let my paperwork go through, or I'm going to move to a city that's more important than this city, called Washington, D.P., which means pee like urine. And that's because people don't help people here. They cause issues in this city. And because they are causing issues for me, I will probably roll the fuck out. And that's terrible to know, because this mountain, this was founded over here, Frederick Douglass, as a place for him to help all people. But for some reason, the management team here has seemed to block my housing voucher, basically, that I've been trying to use since I moved in. This is supposed to be transitional housing, not permanent housing. And I'm supposed to be getting help to use my voucher, not being told I have to pay money to use it to staff members here. And what they put in the food and the water and the air and the experiments on homeless people, focused here in Washington, D.C., and then shown throughout the entire planet and the country. Particulates in the air. Shit like rubbing alcohol and lighter fluid and water. I got water from the Catholic Church across from the Martin Luther King library last Wednesday, and a bottle of water called Abso Pure. Has anyone ever heard of Abso Pure spring water? One of many examples. And I'm still sitting here from February 1st until today, which is August 12th, 2024. So that's a long time to be waiting to use a voucher from the government that the staff is charged to help me with, as well as staff from other agencies. And yeah, I am eating fucking rice. And I've complained until I stop complaining, because when you complain to Nurse Ratched about Nurse Ratched, old Murphy gets fucked. Except for you're not fucking me, and none of your gay friends are, Murphy. And I'm sorry, Miss Carter, Tonisha Carter, that you're a weird lesbian dyke, but you can't fuck me up neither. Sorry. And I had my wallet taken from me recently here, out of my room. I've had my skateboard stolen from me here, out of my room. I've had artwork stolen from me, out of my room. And I've had medication called cannabis stolen from me, out of my room. Yet I can carry it through the federal security at the federal courthouse, no problem. But it's illegal to have it here, so I don't get it in large amounts anymore. I just get a little bit and smoke it usually. So, yeah. This place is called Valley Place, Friendship Place, and they're here to help transitional housing, but it seems the same people aren't helping me. And let me just add too, I'm really sorry to anybody at Howard University or at MBI because there was a weird woman showing up, and I think she was choking y'all out in the side room. She was wearing a lot of gold makeup and like a shimmering gold wig, and I think some of the staff dug it. That wasn't me. Them evil fucks. You know who's responsible for that part of the whole problem? Virgil Murphy, who says he's from MBI. He's some street thug faggot. Sorry, but it's just real street scary stuff. Like the prison system. Like scary. And then I watched online some guy who was a Navy SEAL trainer, commander, or some shit. You know what he said? He says, once you go through Hell Week, you view the United States as a customer. For Navy SEALs after Hell Week, you view the United States as a customer. That's a lesson for anybody in the military or the general public or around the world who wants to know what's going on. Once they do that shit, they see us all as prey, and the governments of the world are their hiring agents. I'm still just eating motherfucking rice. Actually with oil and cheese on it. Wondering why homos and dykes are blocking the way of a fucking homeless old mentally ill man, and that person is me. I'm from the suburbs, but I'm from DC. You go anywhere else in the world, you say I'm from DC. If you're here, you say where you grew up in the area. But since I'm not welcome in DC, and these fucking people here at Valley Place show incompetence, also called Friendship Place, which is the overarching group, guess what? Dummy's gonna go somewhere else. Have to. That's on y'all, DC or whoever you be. Almost curfew check time. Let's check it out. Hello?
Just checking.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Have a good night.
You too. Okay, Mr. Real? Okay. Got you. Have a good night.
Oh, hey, did I also mention this? People now in every city in the United States, and I'm guessing worldwide, in every neighborhood use speaker systems out of their windows to imitate police sounds, to imitate ambulances, all kinds of noises. And now with the drone network, you know, the Space Force or whatever we want to call it, with the drone network set up by the military during the pandemic, up in the sky, there's drones everywhere. And you know the NFL, how they can hear a conversation from across the stadium using unidirectional microphones? It's called parabolics, and it's called how wavelengths work, sound wavelengths. And in addition to that, you've got drones that can come in and listen. I'm guessing they also have unidirectional speakers, just like the speakers that people use out of their windows here in this neighborhood in Anacostia and worldwide. Sometimes they make motorcycle noises or car revving noises. It could be lots of different things, whatever the psychology of that region of the world is. So with drones that can just drop in, you might live in a rural area, maybe in the mountains or on a Native American land. You know, what we call a reservation, that stolen murder bloodland that the United States government took. You know, paper money was invented to pay people for scalps of human beings. The scalps of Native American, or what we would call Indian, men, women, and children. Paper money was invented because it was too much silver and gold to give out. So they invented the silver certificate, which was the first dollar bill. And they'd pay people to show proof, as in cutting off the top of the person's head. And they'd bring wagons full of them here to United States and other reserves around the United States and get their paper dollars for that. So there's a lot of things people don't want to talk about. And a lot of it's the psychological use of technology. So you could be out in a rural area and they could just drop a drone in and have it start saying stuff to you outside your house. And you'll think you're going crazy because no one else lives around there. And then there's real magic. Gifts of God. There's all kinds of things people call it worldwide. And right now, people get paid for it, and they do it for evil. It's the most common practiced magic that's paid is evil magic, worldwide, paid for by the paper United States dollar, now transferred into a digital format. Oh yeah. Prayer and art warfare. That's what I do. That's why I moved back to DC to live in a tent over 3 years ago. And I let some people that I thought cared know about it. And I'm still waiting for some of them to maybe buy me lunch or dinner and say, how have you been? Are you okay? Instead, nothing. And I guess really I wasn't really too best friends with anybody, but you know, people even clack wood together. It sounds like bullet shots at night, or they shoot off fireworks. It's not actually those noises. Guns have a specific sound, but people who watch TV, they see it different. Then you have kids running around with hip bags, acting like they have guns. Sometimes they punch people like me and scream, get out of our neighborhood, whitey, like they did like a couple of weeks ago with a bunch of people just a few blocks from where I live here in Anacostia. And it was actually so sad because it was on the Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Dr. King told the poor people to move to D.C. before he was assassinated because he had moved to Chicago from the Deep South and saw that the wealthy or rich whites did to the poor whites the same that they did to the poor blacks in the South. Malcolm X, he went over to Africa and saw the rich blacks doing it to the poor blacks over there with the paper dollar provided by the United States government. Then you get a fuller picture of what's really, really going on, and you have to start to think. And if you don't start to think, you're going to get caught in the psychiatric drink, and you're fucked if you're on that team. You know why you're fucked if you're on that team? Because they fuck you. They drug your mind, and they actually literally try to fuck you. They never got me. Did they get you? Good night.